Welcome to this week's dose of Emuna for Shabbat Kodesh. We're going to go back to some of the basics in terms of Emuna living on today's Shabbat Kodesh audio. Rabbi Nachman of Breslev Zatzal teaches us that by virtue of keeping the Shabbat, a person essentially receives spiritual eyes. We're able to really evaluate and contemplate who we are, see things clearly, and understand life and life's messages more clearly by keeping Shabbat. It's written in the Torah, see that Hashem has given you the Shabbat. Shabbat gives us the ability to see. It strengthens our eyesight, our spiritual eyesight. We're able to see things much clearer. Hashem gives us the eyes to be able to see the path that we need to travel on, the special individual path that each and every one of us needs to travel is highlighted, although it may come in through unconscious manner and methods, but Hashem instills in us and injects in us the ability to see purpose and meaning all week long by keeping the Shabbat the way that we're instructed to by Chazal. Rabbi Nachman continues to teach that we're capable on Shabbat Kodesh to also see ourselves from the proper perspective, because a person that essentially goes to work every day and they feel like they have all these talents and they wheel and they deal their way through different businesses and they feel very proud, of course, of the talents that they have. It goes against the grain of logic that we take off a day of the week and essentially that is the source of income, as opposed to the talents that we equate ourselves to having as it being the source of income. So what really the Shabbat teaches us is a humbled approach, because it comes to remind us that it's Hashem who's the provider. No matter how much skills we think we have and how amazingly fabulous we did in college and we excelled in all of our classes, it's Hashem that gives us the power to succeed. And it's Hashem who instructs us to shut down our businesses, close down our electronic devices, leave the busyness of the world, and essentially something that goes beyond nature and beyond logic. We go against the rest of the grain of the world. We close down, we shut down, and we entrust in Hashem. We're essentially going back to the reason why we're even here, because Shabbat, Shin Bet Taf, are also the letters of the word Tishev, to means to come back, to sit back, to return, to take a moment, to sit back, to think, to contemplate, and allow the illumination of the soul to shine by us stopping and from doing the things that we feel so proud of, the talents that we feel so connected to. We go back to that place of remembering that Hashem, you are the one, above all, in my mind. That time out from the rat race reminds me that Hashem, you're the one that provides me with everything. And no matter how wonderful and how fabulous I feel about myself, and certainly we are required and instructed to have Emuna in ourselves and know how talented we are, but we're supposed to remember to return that back to Hashem and say, thank you, Hashem, for giving us those talents. Thank you, Hashem, for providing me with the skills to be able to make a living and provide whatever it is that I need to for my family, for myself. But you are essentially the provider, going against the grain of logic and basking in the logic and the reasoning of Hashem is what Shabbat is all about. So it's good to have a reminder to go back to the basics of Emuna living and to remember the simple things, the simple teachings, but they're vital and they're essential, and those are the building blocks on which we lay the foundation of for the rest of the week to continue to build. Week by week we build ourselves on that foundation of Emuna Shlema Be'ezrat Hashem. Have a wonderful Shabbat.